Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for property to buy, you can also contact me. So I want to say a special good night to you viewers, those of you that are locked on to Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Synergy TV via our live show on television. Those of you that are on the Real Talk with Saieed Ali page, please like and share the page as we go live. Encourage friends and families to view at it. And those of you on YouTube, TT Real Talk, hit the bell and you would know when we go live, viewers. A reminder, share the link, because every day our page keeps you up to date with news and events that happen throughout Trinidad on a daily basis. On a daily basis. Go onto Facebook, Real Talk with Saieed Ali, like and share. And on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell, TT Real Talk, and you would know when we go live, viewers. So those of you that are locked on around the world, around the globe, good night to you, my friend. So as we start off tonight, we're starting off with the retrenchment of TCL workers. The Oilfield Workers Trade Union, OWTU, has revealed that 12 permanent workers from Trinidad Cement Limited have been retrenched by management. OWTU Chief Labor Relation Officer Lyndon Mendoza stated that the company claimed that the move was necessary due to surplus labor, but he accused the company of disturbing motives. You know, they have a little back and forth motives now, you know. So Mendoza claimed that the company is on a drive to retrench permanent workers and hire contract workers. Well, that is something new, viewers. With regards to the 12 workers released today, OWTU was served with a notice on January 6th and have since written to the company requesting a meeting, but thus far there was no response. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Happy New Year to you and
to you also, my friend. So TCL, according to the OWTU, they want to fire permanent workers and hire contract workers. Let me just tell you all something. When you fire permanent workers, you have no responsibility. None, financially. When you hire contract workers, you do anything you want because they are on contract. Anything that you put on a contract there, they will have to do it. But permanent workers is where they have financial benefits, and that is something you can't run from and you can't duck. So that is the difference. But it's sad to know that the company is releasing permanent workers to take on contract workers. What about these permanent workers who have loans paying? What's going to happen? Kids to send to school, house loan, car loan, education loan. You know, it's a hard thing, you know, to know that you're permanent with a company and you're going home. It's sad. It's sad. Feel free to call in, viewers, 238-6716. Let me hear what you have to say concerning issues that is facing us on a daily basis. And this will become an issue in the coming days because it's permanent workers going home. Permanent workers for contract workers. It will give Trinidad, it will give TCL a bad name. Bad representation. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Yes. I recall December about concerning the cane farmers business. You see, I don't know if you get Ramdin to come and tell us anything, yes or no.
Caller, we are trying to get in touch with them, but for some reason I know they are busy, but we are unable to get them on the phone. But I'm trying my best. I will keep trying until I get some answers. Thank you for re-highlighting the matter. It is alleged that a scam involving illegal extraction or extracted water being delivered to homes by private owned water truck is costing hundreds of thousands of dollars. Citizens have to pay for water. Why? Because they're not getting in the pipe. That is why. And that is why it is costing citizens hundreds of thousands of dollars. This was discovered by Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez, who stated that this could also be putting people's lives at risk. Just imagine, you putting people's life at risk. What about people who have dirty clothes, people who have babies to bathe, people who have bottled tea to mix? What about them? You study the risk. They may have water to drink. If WASA was doing what it's supposed to do and release water to Trinidad and Tobago citizens who pay in, citizens would not have to spend 400, 500, 600 for a 600-gallon tank of water or a 1,000-gallon tank of water. Citizens would have to go to the water truck. But if you're not getting it in the pipe, what you have to do, you will have to purchase your water. So Mr. Marvin Gonzalez, you have to fix this situation. Do not say it is causing a risk to people's lives. Don't say that. Look to fix the problem. Don't look at the risk. Why the risk created is because they don't have the pipe-borne water. And if you don't have the pipe-borne water, what you automatically have to do, you have to pay 600 and 700, 800 for a tank of water. And when the water come now, you want to tell the people it's a risk. Getting the damn water in the pipe. When I buy a tank of water, you come telling me I under risk? Come now, man. And this is where I will always talk about. It have a risk. It have a risk. It have a... Well, send water in the bloody pipe. So we won't have to buy the tank of water. So in case anything happen, WASA would be at risk. He said it's love when they hear these fellas come out and make these statements. This donkey logic, you call it. Say, don't drink the water you buy from the truck, you know. The water brown, but I'm paying for it from WASA and it coming more in the pipe. We getting more in the pipe, but you're talking about a risk? Who buying water under risk? We have any pipe water with brown water? Let's show him put it up. Let me show Gonzalez something. Apparently, like Marvin missing the point. You're studying the people who buy the tank of water. You ain't studying what's coming up from the WASA pipe. I just love to light up people like this. You see, once you're in authority and you want to talk, watch me. I just call it bullcrap. Don't get tired with me. It have somebody to answer all you. Call a good night.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, live on Real Talk.
Thank you, sir. Happy New Year to you and your staff.
You too, my friend.
Thank you. God bless you. Mr. Saeed, please spare me the time. I called you last year concerning an attorney who absconded with my money for representation in a high court matter, a land claim matter. Right. I even indicated that I tried the disciplinary committee, which is non-functional, of the law association and everything like that. The matter is coming up for hearing at 1:30 on Friday at the San Fernando High Court. The attorney who absconded left my file with an attorney, one of his colleagues, his next door neighbors. Right? And up till now, this attorney is going to represent, well, he has been retained by that attorney. He has not communicated with me. He's not willing to communicate with me. He has my file. He's going to court to represent me. I am being totally taken advantage of as a differently abled person. All right? These lawyers have misled the Honorable Judge at the San Fernando High Court, and they're continuing to do so. I am not getting the opportunity to address the court or let the judge know of my concern. How am I going to address it? I feel very suicidal.
Did you write the Law Association of Trinidad and Tobago?
The Law Association, I have tried everything with them. The Law Association put me onto the disciplinary committee where I have an official complaint lodged. 4 years now. If they had taken my complaint, they would have prevented this attorney from migrating. Only last year they took my complaint, but they're telling me up till yesterday that they are not sitting to hear anything for last year, the whole of last year, and they're still not sitting now.
Wait, hold on a caller.
Right.
This is what they said to you, that they're not sitting for last year?
Yeah, the whole of last year they haven't sat.
So attorneys could go ahead
And abuse and rob and thief and lie and mislead. This is what I'm saying.
and the law association and the disciplinary committee not doing anything about it.
Right. So the Law Association, I want to educate the public now. Thank you for this opportunity. The Law Association, there's only one person answering that phone. That person is directing your calls and telling you to call the disciplinary committee. I went to the disciplinary committee, which has a 10 by 10 room in the Hall of Justice with one person manning that entire office by the name of Miss Constantine. She has said that she cannot do anything. She took my report. She said, but the disciplinary committee, the committee that is in charge and responsible for handling rogue and delinquent attorneys, have not sat for the entire year last year and has not sat this year, and she don't know when they're going to sit. So there are no promises to be made. The other thing she told me is since this attorney migrated, it's out of the jurisdiction, so she's not sure that they're going to take the matter and deal with it. How can attorneys rob people like this and poor people and just get away?
So
this one is from Penitent Street in San Fernando, the arcade building. I want to expose them to get justice now.
So one smart man ripped you off your money and left Trinidad.
Right, and leave my unfinished file and lost file by his comrade to cover up his back because the matter is undetermined. It's this still before the High Court. Contracted his comrade, and his comrade is not willing to discuss my matter, which I'm supposed to be represented in.
Wow.
Fraud to the highest extent by these attorneys. These are two South attorneys. The matter is before the High Court in San Fernando, listed at 1:30 p.m. on Friday. I don't want to call the judge's name. He's very honorable, right? He's very respectable. And I do not want this matter would be sub judice to interfere with the matter.
But here what to do. You let me know what take place on Friday.
Will do, and thank you for your opportunity, sir.
Thank you, my friend.
God bless you.
So we have the video with water coming out the pipe. No videos, all right, guys? Marvin, being the Minister of Public Utility, you have to look at what is going on with WASA. Look at the cry of the people. Look at the cry of the people. Come down. Come out your office. Come out your office. Let your driver carry you to communities and find out if they're getting water. Find out what condition the water coming from. Because on numerous times, I show you guys water that coming out the pipe, and the color is brown like the mud. Brown like the mud. You see, it have nobody in Trinidad to oppose them. And because they're sitting down as a minister now, nobody can tell you nothing. Hey, think again. 2021 on Real Talk will be a different thing. So Mr. Marvin Gonzalez, like I said, take your driver, go down to the community, find out who gets in water, find out when they get in water, and find out the condition of the water, and then come out and make statements. Because you will be dealing with people like me when you make your statements. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
Yeah, if it's like this pandemic now we have no water. Pumpkin, the CEO, Awasa, before you were CEO, doing nothing. You understand? No, it all starts from here. Check the salary they get in. Just like a Petrotrin, Patrick Conjos, lick up workers always have to pay for it for in PSTT. Rather work out 200,000 a month doing nothing. You understand? But workers have to pay for it, and they say no workers. And all corrupted the whole system, everything inside there. So nobody can get water any place.
Thank you, my friend. Moving on, viewers, the opposition leader Kamala Prasad-Bissessar has filed a motion of no confidence towards National Security Minister Stuart Young. This motion has support of all 19 opposition members of parliament. The motion argued that Minister Young has failed to faithfully discharge his duties to the people of this nation. Poor border security, the exemption process, and unchecked illegal immigrants by Venezuelans, among other issues. Mr. Young failed to faithfully discharge his duties to the people of this nation as their Minister of National Security has compelled the opposition to take action. Now this is what I like from the opposition. Don't just collect a salary. Do not just collect a salary after every 30 days and just rock back in your chair. Stand up as the opposition, because in 2020 I will be calling all you out. I will be calling all you out. Is that different? Yeah. Everybody rock back in 2020. Everybody rock back. Thousands of people went home. House was seized, land was seized, car was seized, school down. No repairs, nothing to Trinidad. But 2021 is a different thing. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed, and good night to all the listeners. Three issues, and I want to start with them one at a time. TCL sending home workers, right? I wonder if the union, the majority union there is the man who said, take your rig and go. Right. So I don't expect anything to come out of that at the start. I believe union members supposed to start suing leaders of union now. I think they just make the pocket fat.
Well said, well said.
When workers in trouble, you don't see them. So expect nothing from that thing. Remember when they shut down Petrotring, they do nothing? They remain tight-lipped?
Quiet.
Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is 129 on Terrence the Terrible Florida. Remember in March you say we had a chance to get none of that at all. We had 7,300 cases and we have 129. I don't want it to reach 666. I got to put that in forest. And the last thing now is Stuart Young, no conflict motion. I want them roast him in Parliament. I want him answer for how you bring in dog before citizen. I want him to find out why he bring in the first set of people quick and put them in Balandra. If that group of people was PNM party card members, they have to roast him. I want them to ask him why leaving the border closed. Why leaving the borders open? Like a slip of the tongue. Because the third variant of COVID-19 is in Brazil. It's going to come Venezuela, and we're going to have it here. So, and Terrence the Terrible can't tell me it's a coming to Trinidad at all.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. Now, viewers, Prasad Bisesa also noted that a full case will be presented in the Parliament outlining details and instances where the security and reputation of the nation is at risk. Come on, Kamala, stand up on your foot now. Stand up. Actually, I'm calling out earlier the opposition. No. This is the leader of the opposition is saying this. What happened to the Minister of National Security, who is on the opposition side now? What is he saying? What is his take? Let me tell you something, Mr. Minister of National Security on the opposition side. Take this advice. Stand up with the MP. Stand up with the opposition leader. There's an opposition MP. Stand up with the leader. When she's standing up, you get up and go next to her. Let the public see that you were the opposition leader standing there, and you, as the Minister of National Security, standing next to her. Trinidad will have some confidence in the opposition. I am telling you what to do. And you will see how Trinidadians will look at the opposition different. Hey, this year changes, you know. Say what you want, you know. Say what you want. It's a different 2021. It's not 2020. You know. See, all run dry in 2020. All the leaders had all begging. I still got 1 or 2 things change. But we want to do more this year. But nevertheless, viewers, we go get it done. Hand in hand, we go get it done. Attorney General Faraz Al-Rawi have stated that the consideration of amendment of the amending comes from the perception by many that the judicial system does not work. You have to have an evidence bill. He indicated that this in the Senate sitting yesterday.
It is important for us, therefore, to consider the parameters of amendments to the Evidence Act. Trinidad and Tobago has been wrestling with the issue of crime and its security, that feeling and sense of well-being, for decades. Many people are of the view that the judicial system, the justice system as it's referred to, does not work.
Now to the AG, well, I know the justice system does work partly. What do we do? Trinidadians does see it. One law for the rich, one law for the poor. The AG also stated that the evidence amendment bill will allow for footage from CCTV cameras to be used as evidence since persons are afraid to give evidence. Take a look at this.
We are looking at supplemental provisions, importantly at CCTV evidence. As our nation builds out eyes everywhere, as we look to CCTV evidence, as we recognize that people are afraid to step forward and give evidence, we must use the tools of technology to take us there. And therefore, bringing CCTV evidence to life in a better way, an easier way, is important.
Now Trinidad and Tobago and the wider region, I will tell you this on my show tonight. CCTV footage supposed to be in existence since evidence is being presented to a jury or to a judge. You see, sometimes you may not have an eyewitness. You may not have an eyewitness, but you have a video footage. In many cases, because you didn't have a video footage, you had an eyewitness. Eyewitnesses are being hunted down. No witness, no case. And in the past, many witnesses have been gunned down in Trinidad who are being witness in murder trial. Now, when you don't have the witness, the murder accused goes free. Whether he do it or he didn't do it, he goes free. Now, when you have a footage, let me tell you, down the gallows you go in because the footage is there in black and white to show you. That's supposed to be in evidence since the laws started in Trinidad. They're supposed to have that. Do we have a proper witness protection program in Trinidad and Tobago? If we had, a lot of witnesses would have been coming forward. But they're saying, wait, that system ain't functioning. I could get shot. I could get poisoned. So I ain't going there. I go stay quiet here. I didn't see nothing. This is the reality of Trinidad and Tobago. The AG noted that the bill have failed before. He stated that it has been redrafted to remove the requirements for special majority votes and only require a simple majority, only government votes to be passed. Let me tell you something, this is supposed to be in effect long time, not from today. Long time. You know how much murderers they would have in prison? You know how much murderers? Here's what happened with Trinidadians, or Trinidad and Tobago. We in 1950 But we want to talk about things in 2025. We want to live a 2025 life while we're in 1950. And that is the downfall of Trinidad and Tobago. That is the downfall. We want to go forward. We want business to be created. We want manufacturers to come out and create a business. But we have no US currency to sustain the manufacturers or the small businessman. So where we going? Back in 1950, but we're talking about 2021 and 2022 and Vision 2021. There's a vision. No US currency available in Trinidad and Tobago. That is a vision. Whose vision is that? That is our vision. That is you and I vision. That's how we're going forward. And we further noted that this bill protects the rights of persons involved in trial. The bill also detailed with filing and safety of evidence to protect vulnerable children who may be witness, which will also include children who are afraid and have suffered from trauma or sexual violence. Well done, AG. Well done. But I gotta tell you something. Amending a bill is one thing, but having the bill actually working is another thing. Is another thing. Why am I saying this? Anti-gang legislation. According to the AG, and according to TTPS, and according to the commissioner, they know the gang leaders. Why did I say the commissioner? Because the commissioner came out and asked, why is gang leaders or members of society that belong to criminal elements are getting state contract? We want a horse. We want a cat. But we're using a thread to join the horse and the cat. So when you hear the horse pull off, I still sitting here and I waiting to go. That time the horse done by the marketing showgunners, and I still there right here. That is how we going forward. And it will not fix until some of us step up. For instance, education. For instance, health. For instance, protective service. For instance, the border. We're going nowhere very fast. Call a good night.
Good evening, Mr. Saieed.
Go right ahead.
When you have somebody as incompetent as Alwari, as the Attorney General, the man who is legislating laws in the parliament in this country, and you see that all the laws are failing, all because laws that need special majority, he is removing that and passing the laws with simple majority. And that now leaves room for the scrutiny of the law, where the opposition would have the ability to make amendments to the law and thing. And Alwari don't want to listen to nobody else. He just wants to come with a law and pass it. So when you see now, like the gun law and the no bill law and the follow the money law and things, none of these things are working in the court, because he ain't leaving the laws that he bring into parliament for scrutiny.
Thank you.
He not accepting any of the changes recommended by the opposition. So you're passing a set of failed laws in the parliament. When the police them arrest the criminals them and they go to court, any 2x4 lawyer like Alwari himself would get these people them off and back on the street, and be spinning top in mud. And then now you want to pass this law with the cameras on them, but we taxpayers paying over $10 million a month for these cameras, and 3/4 not working nowhere around the country. But they're going to pass this law again now. So you might be standing up underneath a camera and getting robbed. And when you're looking up, nobody and no, there are no footage, nothing again.
Thank you.
Again, it's another failure by this Attorney General. Have a good night, Mr. Sai.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, talking about footage. Talking about footage. One of my police friend, he's a Saieed guy. Car got shot up on the highway by some bandit. Let me tell you something. It took months, and up to now, this happened last year, the early part of last year, and up to now, not one police officer, not one bloody hell senior went and get footage as an officer of themselves, signed up to protect and serve. Let me tell you something. The earlier part of last year, this happened. 2020, this is 2021, and up to now, not the damn footage to be retrieved by nobody in TTPS to build a case against bandit shooting at police. Up to now. So where we going? We're going nowhere very fast. Very, very fast. We're going nowhere. Mark my words and you go see it. So listen to this now. We have a caller. Good night.
Good night, Said.
My friend.
You talking about foreign exchange? Where this big supermarket, China supermarket, getting all this foreign exchange to bring in all these nice things for all of these big boys of them.
Colin, you're both supposed to have that answer.
Like Florida, orange juice and fine wines and all of these things. Check it out and you will see who gets in the foreign exchange.
Thank you, my friend. Colin Mimbud needs to come out and tell the public how much the Supermarket Association, how much US they got for the year based on 2020 results. This is what Colin Mimbud supposed to come out and tell the people, but you're coming out to tell the people that the foreign news car industry is causing shortage of US currency in Trinidad and Tobago. Boy, this year is a different year, you know. If I was smelling 5% stink in 2020, in 2021, look out, you know, I'm smelling 50% stink, you know. That is how much are gone. So we have Senator Jayanti Lakshmidal have stated that there is nothing preventing the government managing the influx of nationals who wish to return home.
I want to tell the government tonight, stop treating our sisters and brothers like potong and leaving them outside while everybody with pedigree flying in and out. Open the borders. Bring our people home. There is nothing preventing this government from managing the influx of persons who wish to return home. In fact, at a public hearing last week broadcast on the Parliament channel before one of the Joint Select Committees, the Chief Medical Officer and the County Medical Officer for Health in the PRCO area, because we were looking at Airports Authority and their abilities to manage when the borders are open. And they said with a negative PCR test as well as the exit requirements of other countries, that it is very unlikely that you will have somebody contracting COVID in the airport, and it is a low risk. It is a low risk. So what you have the people locked out for?
We can't control the border. You think they're going to open for the people to come in? Huh? Jayanti? They said the border closed, and every day it have boat working taxi from Tocopita to Cedros. At 2,000 US according, hey, Faris, what about the boat owners? What about the taxi drivers? What about the all the people who you say you know and you have information on? Like since 2020, 1 year now, and not one person have been charged based on the information you have. So where you went nowhere very fast. You went nowhere very fast. If you have the information at hand, pass it down to TTPS, Immigration Department. You have name, you have contact, you have address. And lock up. What we gonna do? What we gonna do again, Shane? Eh? Allah come now, man. Allah going nowhere very fast. Nowhere very fast. Now listen this. Senator Lakshmidal accused the government of planting stories in the heads of supporters every time the issues of opening the border is raised. She claimed that 10 months after the government closed our airports and not borders, persons are still stranded and that there is corruption in the exemption process.
Coming closer to January 25th and local government by-elections that are going to be taking place in 5 electoral districts. And what we continue to witness is the unfolding of what I call corruption and exemption. It is nothing short of a scandal that is plaguing this country and has been plaguing the citizens of this country for almost 10 months. Since this government decided to take notice of the pandemic last year, March, belated notice I should say. They have shut the airport. They have not shut the borders, they have shut the airport, and they have left our people outside in the cold. Everything else coming in and out illegally, but the people who have a birthright and deserve to be here cannot come in because it have corruption in the exemption.
I want to congratulate Ms. Jayanti for standing up. For standing up for the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago via these comments that she made. She did well. She did well. The airport lockdown, Cedras open. Piaco lockdown, Cedras open. So I'm going to tell you something, if you come on that plane now, don't go in the airport. Don't go Piaco. Swing down Cedras and drop off. And you're inside. Oh, I don't watch me. If you go get a plane from the US to Venezuela, drop Venezuela, pay $1,000 US, because they have on board taxi, and you're in Trinidad, you ain't had to pass no COVID-19 test, you ain't had to apply for no PCR testing. You just drop Venezuela, run to Copita, are looking for a boat going Trinidad, and you're inside. Whether you have COVID or not, you're inside. That business. I should invest in both. That's what I should do. I should make an investment in both. Lakshmidal is now calling on the government to provide statistics to show how many persons have been affected or infected by returning nationals with exemptions of the influx of cruise ship passengers. So here we're going on. They said the bars in Trinidad would cause a spike in COVID-19. The bar closed, buy and go. That's on the left hand side. On the right hand side, all beaches open. You could go to the beaches by the hundreds and by the thousands. You could carry your alcohol. You could make your cook from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening. And on the beach now, it would have no spike of COVID. It would have no spike. How did they come up with that solution? So hear this talk of the tongue now. Hear this, eh? Remember Kamala say, the sun will kill COVID? Remember when Kamala said the sun will kill COVID? So we're in the open beach now. What we have there, not sun? What we have viewers, not sun? And I was laughing at Kamala. Eat that with some cricks now. Eat it with some cricks. the bars would cause a spike in COVID. You buy your beer, your Star, wherever it is, and you dine outside on the road. No COVID there. They go drink and misbehave. According to seniors, according to the Prime Minister. But when you go to the beach now, you could go and drink 4, 5, 6 bottles of rum. It have no misbehaving on the beach. It have hundreds and thousands of people. But it will have no misbehaving. How you call that? We call that donkey logic again. We're moving nowhere very fast. Lakshmidal, she further stated that citizens have a right of returning under international laws, and the UNC will continue to fight through a motion seeking relief for persons who are stranded abroad.
Well, let me tell you tonight, we are fighting for you on all fronts. We are not just here with words every Monday night. We are before the court as well. I am part of the legal team. We are judicially reviewing, and we are fighting a constitutional motion seeking relief for people who are stranded abroad, that they are infringing your right to liberty, protection of the law, freedom of movement, and the right not to be exiled from your home country.
Congratulations to her. Congratulations to her. I ain't hearing Saddam Hussein these days, boy. I find Saddam quiet. Saddam, good night to you. We're not hearing you. I know you're a spritey person. We're not hearing from you. So listen, viewers, repatriation now. Principal Medical Officer Dr. Mariam Abdul Richards have stated that there will be 3 repatriation flights for nationals stuck abroad over the next 10 days. Abdul Richards was speaking at this morning media conference in which he noted that the Ministry of National Security approved on average 130 exemptions per flight.
We have 3 repatriation exercises that are carried over the next 10 days. Generally, we approve, or the Ministry of National Security does approximately 130 approvals for exemptions for persons that are returning nationals.
She noted that on January 14th, a flight from New York will arrive in TNT. On January 16th, a flight from Barbados. And on January 23rd, an exercise from Canada will be conducted. Let's just hope the farm workers will be able to come home on that Canadian flight. Questions on whether the flight were only for stranded farm workers. Abdul Richards noted that there will be a flight especially for them and another for other nationals stuck in Canada. Now, citizens of Trinidad who are on the farm project in Canada, one of my friends, his father is across there, and it made international news. International news. And they are yet to return to Trinidad. They are yet to return. Even the owner of the farm are pleading with governments to send their Trini workers home. Even the owner of the farm. Just imagine that, eh? Right? So we're going back to illegal trade. Trade Minister Paula Gopi-Schoon have stated that retail operation will soon be under increased violence as the government step up its effort to seize and restrict the importation of illegal commodities. This is something I will be following up on. She was speaking in the Senate. This is what she had to say.
Task the respective ministries and border agencies to take immediate action to increase surveillance of retail operations, to seize illegal products and restrict the importation of illegal commodities.
Now, listen to this. They're going to increase surveillance. Where will this surveillance be increased? On the border? I'm just asking. Because in order to catch the illegal commodities coming into Trinidad and Tobago, you have to catch them by the shores. If you can't catch them there, you cannot get them in Trinidad. So listen this. Sometimes I just only listen to them speaking blah, 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 with no source behind it. Listen this. One Coast Guard boat, a cut of $100 million from TTPS. So how are we going to increase surveillance? Because when you call the station, they are already telling you that they do not have a vehicle or a functioning vehicle, or we do not have enough manpower. Illegal immigrants are coming into Trinidad and it can't stop because we do not have enough Coast Guard vessels. So how are we going to increase the surveillance on illegal commodities coming into Trinidad and Tobago when we can't even protect what we have here? How are we going to protect what coming in? Or how are we going to catch what coming in? Oh God, I just love to hear these people talk. 2021 is at the frontier. Gopisku noted that the illicit activities have a negative impact on tax revenue, undermine legitimate local business, and expose citizens to potential health risk. You hear that big word? Health risk. That's Marvin? Marvin, no, you. She added that this action plan is being developed along with key trade-related agencies and the private sector, among other measures, to treat this matter. Hey, watch me, the private sector in Trinidad and Tobago crumbling. It's crumbling. Other key agencies. How many agencies we have functioning in Trinidad properly right now? We don't have a proper consumer affairs department working. We don't have proper department working in Trinidad. But I'd love to hear them talk. I love to hear them talk. So when they hear reach on my show now, I could show them what they say and show them how illiterate it sound. Because I will bring facts behind it. Increased surveillance. $100 million cut from TTPS. They already say they have vehicles. So much $1 million in vehicles packed down. Coast Guard, they have boats to secure our borders. But you want to stop the illegal importation of commodities? Secure the border. Get Coast Guard vessels. Equip TTPS with vehicles. If we don't have those three main things, we spinning top in mud. Gopisku noted that these proposed measures will target the product trade, illicit meat, including tobacco.
The ministry has already begun consultations and is receiving overwhelming support from the private sector for the initiative. It is expected that the measures proposed will not only address illicit trade broadly, but also target those products which are most frequently traded by illicit means in Trinidad and Tobago. And I'm talking about tobacco, alcohol, and cleaning agents.
Up to now, I believe that the Supermarket Association have not received a list of prices that will have VAT on it. Up to now, and since the 1st of January, things supposed to be increased. We're in February, and still, because the last time I spoke to Rajiv Dipti, he is the president of the Supermarket Association in Trinidad and Tobago, he said aside, we did not receive the list as yet. We going nowhere very fast. However, the minister could not provide figures on the impact of the illicit trade that has on revenue collection. You want to clamp down. You want to charge them. But you can't give a figure as how much coming in. You can't give a figure. Colin Mimble could talk about the foreign news industry using millions of US to import old cars in Trinidad, but he cannot say how much US those big giants in Trinidad gets. He can't say that. Come out, Mimble. Come out. I am asking you on national television, come out and give us a figure. Use the Minister of Finance. Use the one I'm calling on. Use the one have the statistics and figures. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed. Great program. Firstly, this thing with the Minister Paula Gopisu. Basically, they want everybody to go back on the slave plantation and as indentured workers. I mean, they've cut made pasta, which is probably the cheapest food, put an additional tax on it. We don't grow wheat here in Trinidad. The second thing is this. This is intended for one main reason. It is intended to give control on goods to a monopoly. That monopoly will be one big company that has control over everything. And the third thing is regarding Colin Mimbert and all these ministers that are currently in government. I want to know if the president has ever conducted any oversight to investigate their financial dealings in terms of what property they own against what income they should have been earning under their tax returns.
Thank you, my friend. Well said, well said. So we're switching gears a bit, viewers. A 40-year-old laborer wanted in 10 outstanding warrants for various sexual offences have been arrested by Traffic and Highway Patrol Branch during stop and search exercise yesterday. Officers stopped a grey Nissan Note vehicle being driven by the suspect for exceeding the legal speed limit. Mr. Johnson from San Fernando was served with several outstanding warrants and is due to appear virtually at the Princestown Magistrate Court on Thursday 14th. Further checks related that the suspect had 10 outstanding. The first instance warrant for his arrest of sexual offense with a minor from 2014 to 2016 in the St. Madeleine Police District. The suspect, who had been evading police capture, was arrested and conveyed to the Monrepo police station. So they got the guy. Thank God for that. So we're moving on to some drug seized now. Over 3 kilograms of marijuana was seized by officers of the Northeastern Division last night. The officers received information which led them to intercept an orange Kia Rio along the Saddle Road in Santa Cruz. The driver of the vehicle, the officers found and seized. In the trunk of the vehicle, the officers found and seized an estimated 2 kilograms of marijuana. The driver was arrested immediately. Other officers then proceeded to Elza Garden in St. Helena, where a search warrant was executed in the presence of 2 Spanish-speaking nationals. In the house, police allegedly found and seized 23.8 grams of cocaine as well as 379 grams of marijuana. The 2 were detained and investigations are ongoing. Viewers of Real Talk with Saieed Ali in Trinidad and Tobago and around the world, we are going nowhere very fast and we are looking for changes. Now, viewers, keep in mind, I have my single mother food drive going on. I do want you to make a contribution. We are out of time for tonight, but viewers, we are here for Bacchanal Thursday. So until we meet again, good night.